Hustler Fund. And he should do his homework, actually. And I know for sure he can get, if he really wants, he can get those results. To move to what, again, my good brother has mentioned, the question that you had asked him. I think we needed to realize the 8% and the 16%, he knows very well. The taxes were not uniform. He knows very well. So what needed to happen, because, Jesse, we were actually at one point borrowing to pay salaries. He knows. Borrowing to pay salaries. And most of the time, we would borrow from friendly banks. Again, he knows. So what the president said is, we cannot continue like this because it's debt increasing. So at one point, and in fact, if there's one topic I understood, that was one. So he said, guys, we just need to tighten our belts. Already you've seen 135 billion collected, year ending June 2023. So that tells you we are moving in the right direction, because I told you earlier on, we would have easily borrowed this money. Easily. So the 8% that he's talking about, which was incurred as subsidies, guess what? Most of that money was not paid. Again, he knows.
What of the issue about escapism, the politics of escapism, as he's mentioned? Because we've heard from the current administration still pointing a blaming finger on the previous administration.
Let me tell you, the escapism that he's talking about is the mentioning of former President Uhuru Kenyatta. I told somebody the major mistake the former head of state did. And actually, I called several people to tell them, I don't know whether that was the right move. It was a wrong move. It was a wrong move. When I first saw him on a pickup, on a lorry, seeming like it was in a political arena, I knew that was not the right thing. That was not the right thing. They've not had a rosy relationship, and we know. He, came to office virtue of his deputy campaigning and all the prowess that the man had. The man bled for him. I'd have understood him not supporting him. That can be understood if not tolerated. But the campaigning him was not the right thing. So we go with the fact that Kenya Kwanza, they have the intelligence probably to know that he is funding the campaigns. I have not seen, he has not seen, so here we are going by assumptions. But the very mere fact that they say they have intelligence that he is funding, it is unfortunate. Not without mentioning that, the first assignment that the current president gave was to give the former president a job. That should speak volumes. Really, it should speak volumes.
As we finalize, 30 seconds, briefly. Yes, Bond.
I think Gabi has made some very critical and fundamental points about this government having things figured out.
Okay.
Especially the issue of we have to live within our means. We cannot borrow to fund recurrent expenditure. It is a brilliant idea. Now, if they cannot communicate their blueprint, their pathway, to this life that they want to give Kenyans, where we are living within our means, then who can? If the entire government machinery cannot communicate and tell us, this is where we are taking you, this is what Canaan looks like, just give us 6, 1 year or 3 years, we will get there, then who will? And number two,
briefly.
If they cannot do that, let us not assume that they are poor communicators. They are not. You cannot communicate that which you don't have. So that needs to come out.
Coming from a communication strategy.
They can also be poor communicators. Very quickly, by 30 seconds. I think just we have to be alive to these facts. I don't believe every time I tell you when I come here, I don't believe you can destroy something to fix it. I don't believe you can create order through chaos. It can never happen. So as we move along, the guys who are really destroying things, it should be a thing of the past. I don't think you gain anything by destroying somebody's business, by destroying critical infrastructure. In fact, even to the leaders who are paying you, they should be ashamed of themselves.
Well, definitely. As we call out the acts of vandalism, we equally call out the police excesses as well. What's good for the goose is good for the gander, I guess. Anyway, gentlemen.